Hey guys, it's your boy Warren France from Warren France Sports Network here, dropping another video for you all. This is actually my first video, my first official YouTube video. I've dropped a couple shorts, but I'm driving in the car. I have kids at home, so this will kind of be my setting for most of my videos. This will be my reaction to Game 1 and Game 2 of the ALDS between the Yankees and the Cleveland Guardians. Now, going into this series, I had my concerns. You know, the Guardians are a really good team, despite what Yankee fans think. And to be just completely honest, I wanted to face the Tampa Bay Rays, and I'm just putting that out there. I know everyone, oh, they're pitching and, you know, they're in our division, da-da-da-da-da. I would have preferred the Tampa Bay Rays. Their offense, we know what we're dealing with. We played them 17 times this season. We dominated them for the most part. Our offense is putrid against them, but our offense is putrid always. So if I had the choice between the two offenses, again, this is my personal preference, it was always going to be the Tampa Bay Rays, right? Because the Yankees pitching is fine, right? The starting pitching is outstanding. From the regular season onward, I've been fine with our pitching. It's never been a concern for me. Yes, they have their spots. They're top 3 all year. Every category you want to, starting pitching has been of no issue this year. So then the next problem is, okay, what concerns you? Well, it's the offense, right? The offense, I've been screaming all year, right? If you don't have Judge, Rizzo, Giancarlo, the 3 of them, right? You need the 3 of them, at least 2 out of 3 of them, to be on fire. They need to be the best players in the AL, just period, to carry this team, right? Now, the problem here is that you're putting so much pressure, and this all goes back to my evisceration and my angerness towards this front office, right? You construct this, and every year we say the same thing, right? You're constructing this team. They're too reliant upon the home runs. You're too reliant upon the home runs. Now, I'll give them this. The absence of DJ LeMahieu and Andrew Benintendi is huge. I think fans are not realizing that those two, especially DJ LeMahieu, that is what is completely missing from this team, and what is the biggest part of why we are struggling on offense specifically. Now, with all that being said, right, I gave Cashman his one excuse. Let's be completely real. This offense, even with Benintendi and DJ, is completely sporadic and does their very best to go innings with being no hit. And it's not about Justin. It's not about Shane Bieber. It's not about McKay. It's not about the Guardians pitching staff, because I've watched Corey Kluber get lit up his 4 prior games to playing the Yankees with an 8.7 ERA and then come here and shut us down for 6 straight innings. So again, like, as much as I want to just be like, oh, it's Cleveland, it's the pitching, it's not. It's not just about the pitching. It's not about the other team's pitching. It's about this team's approach and what these guys are being told and how they take these at-bats, right? Now, let's just go. Before I go on this huge rant, let's just start with Game 1. Game 1, right? All you fans, oh, Nestor should be starting, right? I would say about 70, maybe not. I'm just going off a Twitter reaction, but at least 70% of those people are dying. Oh, Cole is not an ace. He's not this, he's not that, right? I used to pitch. I understand how difficult pitching is, right? Not taking into context all the things that have happened this season to Cole, how this defense has failed him, all the things, right? The offense being sporadic. None of these things matter. All that matters is he had a 3.5 ERA, right? The Yankees have been in existence for hundreds of plus years. He has the most strikeouts ever in this season, which they consider a down season. Fair enough. Whatever. He needs to be better. Cool. He needs to be better. The home runs. Garrett comes out first inning. What happens? What happens the very first play? The very first play. Something that Yankees fans have been screaming about, have been mad about. Why are you starting IKF over your number 2 prospect, who is faster, stronger, better hitter? Everything would indicate to this man being a better player than IKF. But you know why they won't bench him? because he's tied to Josh Donaldson, who's being paid $25 million this year and next year as a 36-year-old. Josh Donaldson had a 686 OPS this season for the Yankees in his entirety season. Josh Donaldson batted .211 at Yankee Stadium this year. Okay, whatever. But that was the trade. IKF and Josh Donaldson was the solution to 2021's problems. Whatever. First play of the game, and IKF was brought here for his Gold Glove defense. Remember, Gleyber Torres was so bad, and Yankees fans were so mad about our shortstop defense, right? That Cashman said, you know what, I'm going to take on $25 million of a 36-year-old who's clearly in line for a down year coming, right? But, you know, they couldn't predict that. You couldn't see that coming, you know, right? So now we have this guy who technically should be our stopgap shortstop. I could, you know, his defense is whatever. But everyone, right, has said this man is going to hurt us in the playoffs. His defense is not good enough, right? All of these things, right? But this front office is so intent on proving us wrong, right? Instead of doing what is best for this team and trying to win. And I will say this over and over and over and over and over again. This front office does not care about winning. They care about winning their way and proving fans wrong. And that is why Yankees have not been to a World Series game. Not a win. Not even a World Series, right? They let you, like, they feed you this bullshit. Oh, the players are a crapshoot and we go there all the time, right? Not even a World Series game in 12 fucking years, right? And then you idiots wanted to, oh, it's a crapshoot, and, you know, Cashman does his best, and he gets the players, but if the players don't perform, it's not his fault, and injury, right? Every fucking excuse. Tell me any other team that would allow someone to be the general manager for 12 years without getting to a World Series game, without winning an ALCS. Tell me what other team. In the comments, I want people to tell me what other team with a top 3 payroll every single year would allow this to happen. And I want to hear you Cashman idiots tell me, right? So let's go. IKF makes an error the first play, tough play, whatever. But it's those basic plays, right, that he can't make, that our number 2 defensive prospect, who is highly regarded as a great defensive player, right, is not even on the roster. But you need Marwin and Hicks on the roster. Now, I'm going to get to them, too. So Cole, like typical of the 22 season, in which his defense and offense has failed him many of times, but whatever, right? He ends up pitching out of it. I'm not going to go through Donaldson. Another mistake. Misses the tag on a great throw by Trevino. Ball just slips out of his hand. $25 million. And his defense, outstanding. 8 throwing errors, most by any third baseman in the MLB. But his defense. Cole pitches out of it. His defense cost him at least 15 to 20 pitches that inning. Whatever. Cole pitches fine, fantastic, whatever. He pitches good. He got into some trouble in the 3rd inning. Needless to say, he's the ace of the staff, right? I don't want to hear any more, all right, about this Boston start in which he was clearly injured, right? Get off the man's dick, all right? He's a great pitcher. He's younger than Scherzer, DeGrom, Strasburg, and I could name endless amounts of other pitchers, right? He's younger, more durable, better, right? Durability, consistency, all those things matter. It's not about just going out there, pitching 5 innings, throwing 100 miles per hour over and over again if you can't make more than 15 to 20 starts a year. DeGrom and Scherzer, right? Okay. Next. He gives up the 1 home run. You expect him to give 1 home run in the game. Whatever, fine. Harrison Bader makes a great swing. 1-0 from 1-1. From there, we knew that the game would be fine, as long as we got that tie. My number 1 concern, along with, I'm sure, 80% of major of the Yankee fans, is this offense. The main concern that I had about the offense is not just that it's sporadic and that we just don't know what we're getting from them, right? Is this 5-day layoff. And this is, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but like just really quick, the layoffs, the 5 days, and then day off after game 1, and then day off after for NL. You see how it is affecting the teams that are supposed to have the advantage, right? Dodgers on the verge of getting swept, of losing their series. Braves on the verge of losing their series. Yankees could be after tonight. Notice the main issue with all of these teams, offense, right? You sit a team down for five days in a row, 7 of the last 8 for the Yankees, right? Hitting is all about timing. It's about consistency. There's no duplication of a playoff game. No matter what you do, you could beg and scream and cry. There's no duplicating a playoff atmosphere and what it feels like to play a game in the playoffs, right? No matter what you say, no matter what you do. So now, right, after sitting for all this time, right, these teams in the wild card get to play huge games, right, that are high intensity, 3 days in a row, and then you send them to go play these teams who have been sitting on 5+ days. In the Yankees' case, 7 of the last 8 days. What did we think was going to happen to the offense? What did we think? All advantages gone out the window, and that day off after game 1, months before, when I heard that what this schedule was going to be, and it was you're off for 5 days, you win your division, you get to be off for 5 days, and then day off after game 1, because MLB and their scheduling, right? So not only that, did you miss it was 70 degrees after game 1 in New York on Wednesday, the day which we missed, and then on Thursday, of course, it rained. Of course. The only day, there was 4 out of the 5 days that week, that was the only day that it rained, right? Of course. So now the Yankees have to sit another day. All momentum from game 1 squandered. Everything gone. Cleveland's been sitting for 4 of the 5 last days, right? Then you schedule the game at 1 p.m. on a Friday afternoon in New York City. Now everyone, right, which is what I also said, right, is because the game is at 1 o'clock on a Saturday, because, they have to travel on Friday, and, it's 4 games in a row, and that doesn't make any sense. That's not fair for them to be playing and then traveling so late. You don't want them to get. But wait, though. If this series goes to 5 games, right, Saturdays and Sundays game are, what time? 7:30 p.m., which means if Cleveland wins, right, if it goes to 5 fucking games, they're going to have to leave after 7:30 being in Cleveland to come to New York and travel, right? So there's no fucking excuse except for MLB not wanting to have 2 games on at the same time, for the Yankees to have a game, the New York fucking Yankees to have a game at 1 o'clock on a fucking Friday, a playoff game at 1 p.m. The vibes were awful at fucking Yankee Stadium. That was the worst fucking playoff game I've ever fucking seen and been a part of. The crowd was dead the entire time. People were showing up late. Of course it's 1 o'clock, right, on a weekday. People have to work. Kids are in school, right? There's no way that crowd's intensity. And then everyone, you idiots, are gonna be in the comment, oh, the Astros had a game earlier today, the Braves. Those were scheduled games, right, where people could prepare and work around and say, you know what, I can't be there at 1 o'clock or whatever, right? When you have a game scheduled for 7 o'clock the night before, and then you cancel it and then say it's at 1 o'clock the next day, you're fucking your fans. You're robbing people of a true playoff atmosphere game. You're robbing people of the chance to get to experience a real playoff game. So now, right, Cleveland is literally, I'm not just saying this to be and complaining as a Yankees fan. They're literally getting all the advantages. They get the rest, right? Being off 4 of the 5 days prior to that game on Friday. They get their bullpen in order. Their starters are good to go. Their next 2 games are at night at home after playing a 1 o'clock fucking game, which is closer to a Royals game, regular fucking season game against the Royals, than it is to a playoff game. That was awful, and I'm so ashamed of Yankees fans, right? That was a horrible showing. There was no intensity, no energy, no nothing at that game. That was a horrible fucking game. It was a horrible game. The only noise people made was being up 2-0 for the Giancarlo home run, and even then I was like, energy was, and then the energy to fucking boo Judge. And I'm going to talk about that too, but just, oh, Lord. Game 1, whatever, the offense was very bad, but we got timely home runs, which we live and die off the goddamn home runs, right? Whatever. Game 2. Game 1, I was very happy for Garrett. The team did what they need to do. It was a night game, intensity, right? I think that was more about riding off of the playoff high and the intensity. Because if you look at the at-bats, even from the first inning, Judge strike out, Rizzo strike out, Gleyber had a good at-bat. But it's just like, this is how we're starting our playoff. Okay, whatever. And again, I'm not mad at them so much I am at the scheduling by MLB, right? You give these guys 5 days off and then a day off after that. So 6 of the 7 days are just no baseball, no games, no intent, no nothing, with 1 playoff game smushed in between. Great home field advantage. This is what you bust your ass during the regular season. Game 2 starts in New York, 1 o'clock, horrible fucking vibes. Nestor's pitching good, he does fine. Now let's start before the game even starts. Goddamn Aaron fucking Boone. Why? After game 1, Josh Donaldson, who got thrown out on the base pass for pimping a single for the 5th plus time this fucking season, and Boone does nothing to punish him, allows him to do it again. Not only do you allow and say nothing to him, you fucking reward this motherfucker. You reward him and say, we're going to slot you up to number 5. You have Justin Bieber, a right-handed pitcher, right? Even if what you saw from Oswaldo Cabrera is like, you know what, he didn't really pitch great, right? And we want somebody behind Giancarlo who didn't have a great game to begin with. We want somebody good behind Giancarlo. Fuck the lineup construction, which made sense, right? You have a lefty switch hitter, so you can't just let teams in their bullpens bully you, right? It made sense for this man to say Gleyber Torres, Giancarlo Stanton, Josh Donaldson. That's what you want your 3-4-5. That's what you want, your 3-4-5. And then continuing to bat Judge leadoff when everyone and their mother knows it makes no sense. Now, I understand that there's no one that can really bat number 1. I've gone through the scenarios, right? It's like, it's tough, but you're putting so much pressure on Judge, right? And when you're saying, oh, well, when we were chasing down 62, you want him to get the most at-bats, fair. But we're not there anymore. Alex Rodriguez is completely right. Batting this man number 1 is a straight gimmick, and it's bullshit. It makes no sense. But whatever. The Josh Donaldson thing is more of a concern for me. Why is this man batting number 5? How did, like, a man batting 211 at Yankee Stadium with a 680 fucking 6 on the season? Why is he batting number 5 in the heart of this lineup? On top of that, the 3rd out of 3 righties in a row versus a Cy Young winning righty. Who would have thought that the offense would struggle, right? But even in all, we were still winning this game 2-0, right? And my problem with you Yankees fans and what I hate with you guys, if this was a game that Cole was pitching, no one's going to tell me about the offense. No one gives a fuck about 15 strikeouts. It's going to be, you had a 2-0 lead, Cole, and you allowed this putrid offense to come back, blah, 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 right? But because it's Nestor, oh, you didn't do bad, right? And I don't even think he did bad, and I love Nestor. But this fans' dying need to crown this man an ace, and he's better than Cole, right? When every other team in contention and every other great team who does well has more than one ace-like pitcher. They have multiple. Go through every team in contention, you will see they have multiple ace-like pitchers. But only the Yankees fans feel like they need to shit on their $30 million pitcher who they died begging for to come here, right? But anyways, Nestor has a 2-0 lead, an 0-2 count with 2 outs against Jimenez, a lefty. How does he let that happen? How does Nestor Cortez on an 0-2 count give up a base hit single to a lefty? Jimenez. Nestor was not sharp that game. He did not have his best stuff. I'm proud of him for how he battled, and he did well.